The stock market continues to slide and move around, but ultimately be down about 9%, multiple trillions of dollars down because of Trump's tariff policy. Steep and sudden slide from the bravado of Donald Trump's November win. Remember, he was crowing then about overcoming his past problems, which politically he did. I mean, he got more votes. Now, he was legally presumed innocent. I told you that at the time, but he still provided that much evidence, and that usually is a negative, and he overcame that politically. So the headlines were blaring, you might remember, about his comeback.
Ever wondered what it looks like when the world's richest man loses $122 billion? Elon Musk doesn't have to imagine it. He's living that nightmare in 4K. And guess who's holding the baseball bat? None other than his old pal, Donald Trump. Trump's latest tariff tantrum is smashing through Tesla's global supply chain like a sugar-rushed toddler in a crystal shop. Once upon a tweet, Musk was all hard eyes for Trump. Now, he's practically groveling for a tariff rollback, the political equivalent of drunk texting your ex after they've ghosted you and changed their number stick around, because Trump's so-called economic genius isn't just denting Tesla, it's turning SpaceX into financial space junk, while Trump acts like they were never even friends. Quick favor before we blast off again. If you're digging the content, hit that like button and smash subscribe. It's 100% free and makes a huge difference. And hey, 92% of viewers still haven't subscribed. Don't be part of that stat. Already subscribed? You're a legend. Thanks now. Back to the drama. You know those friends who smile in your face while looting your wallet? That's Musk's new reality, a front row seat to betrayal, with Trump as the headliner.
As Trump's tariffs take effect, his aide, Elon Musk, reportedly got into a heated argument with Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro. U.S. customs agents began collecting President Donald Trump's unilateral 10% tariff on all imports from many countries. An Axios report says Musk blasted Navarro, calling out his education and lack of corporate credentials.
That's basically Trump and Elon right now. Only instead of borrowing $20, Trump's costing Musk $1 billion a day. Not an exaggeration, experts say that's the real damage Trump's tariffs are slamming onto Tesla's bottom line. It's like letting your buddy crash on your couch for one night, and he ends up torching the entire apartment complex. These shiny new tariffs were billed as a stroke of economic genius. At least that's what Trump was shouting on TV between rants, about toilets that don't flush and windmills that cause cancer. America first, he declared, while rolling out policies that are bulldozing actual American companies. Make sense? Of course not. But then again, neither does Trump's hair, and we've all just stopped trying to figure that one out. Here's the real kicker. These tariffs are gutting Tesla, an American company that employs thousands of American workers. You know, the kind of business Trump swore he was here to protect. It's like claiming you're here to rescue stray cats, then scattering mousetraps across the neighborhood. Oops. Sorry about your pause, Mittens. America first. Why is Tesla taking the biggest hit? Because it relies on a global supply chain, something Trump either doesn't understand or just couldn't care less about.
Well, I hope that I hope that the United States and Europe, and I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs, that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, can establish a very close partnership. We obviously are, there's an alliance already, but I'm hopeful that there can be a very close relationship with America and Europe.
Modern manufacturing, especially for something as complex as electric vehicles, depends on a vast, interconnected global supply chain. Tesla can't just wave a flag and magically create a 100% American-made operation overnight. That's not how any of this works. But try explaining global economics to Trump. It's like teaching quantum physics to a goldfish. Technically possible? Sure. But the goldfish forgets everything in 3 seconds and then demands a standing ovation for its very big, very beautiful brain. Meanwhile, according to multiple reports, Elon Musk is losing around $1 billion a day, a direct result of Trump's economic masterpiece. That's the equivalent of flushing 4,000 Teslas down the drain before breakfast. In just a few months, Musk has watched more than $100 billion evaporate. His net worth is tanking faster than Trump's approval rating at a fact-checkers convention. Trump's tariff strategy? It's the economic equivalent of installing a toll. booth outside your buddy's house, then acting surprised when they stop inviting you over. Why don't you want to hang out anymore? Is it the $50 fee to back out of your own driveway? Wow, so sensitive. And here's the kicker. Trump keeps bragging that the tariffs are working perfectly, which begs the question, was the whole plan to bankrupt his own supporters from the start? My tariffs are tremendous, the best. Everyone's saying it, he'll mumble, as Tesla stock plummets and Musk stares at his banking app like it just left him on red.
President Trump marks 100 days in office next week, but new polling shows voters see little to celebrate.
Americans are not buying what Donald Trump is selling them.
Saw the markets tanking and blinked.
There were a rough couple of days there in the courtroom for the Trump administration.
The polls, they're not extraordinary.
He is underwater when it comes to the economy, tariffs, and inflation.
It's been one of the worst Aprils since the Great Depression and the most volatile April since the global financial crisis.
It's like someone proudly announcing they fixed your leaky faucet by flooding your entire house. These tariffs were pitched as a lifeline for American businesses. Instead, they're slowly choking the global supply chains that keep Tesla's electric cars on the assembly line. It's not economic strategy, it's monopoly, played poorly and lost repeatedly to children. Meanwhile, Trump's on TV playing the role of economic savior, all while steamrolling the very companies he claims to protect. It's like watching someone set your house on fire and then complain about how cold it's getting. You know what'd help? More gasoline. Big, beautiful gasoline. Nobody knows more about gasoline than me. The irony here? It's thicker than Trump's foundation. Elon Musk bet big on Team Trump showing up at rallies, tweeting support, even cheering on the chaos. And now, he's watching his empire bleed cash faster than one of his tweets hits the trending tab. Trump says cut theft doesn't blink. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is out here hemorrhaging billions, ghosted like a bad Tinder date. It's the corporate version of being left on read, except this one cost Musk actual billions, from tossing MAGA hats into Tesla factories like a tech bro Santa, to watching his net worth vanish faster than Trump's hairline in a wind tunnel. Musk's political bromance has turned into the most expensive friend zone in history. What began as a full-blown billionaire man crush has devolved into a one-sided relationship. Elon keeps texting, and Trump keeps pretending he lost his phone. The emotional whiplash alone could snap a neck back during the election. Musk wasn't just a Trump supporter, he was that guy, the one who turns politics into a lifestyle brand. Tesla workers literally watched their boss lob red hats into crowds with the kind of energy you'd expect from someone handing out golden tickets to Mars his Twitter feed. Basically, a Trump fan page gushing endorsements like he was promised, a VIP suite in the Space Force. But fast forward a few months, and the vibe has shifted hard. Musk has gone from fanboy to desperate ex, blowing up Trump's phone like a teenager dumped before prom. According to the Washington Post, Musk's been personally begging Trump to walk back the tariffs translation. Elon's out here firing off. 2 a.m. political you-up text while Trump replies with the diplomatic version of new phone. Who dis...
You know what it means when things are a certain way and we're told they're going to be that way, and then the things fall apart. And while Trump has benefited from people buying into his PR, the spectacle, the show, are things falling apart for Trump? The question's more than fair. Today, right here, you can see the president departing for the Pope's funeral. That may offer him a break from some of the chaos that he's been reckoning with. He won't be around this weekend as more signals and stories show that Elon Musk's loud, quick start is really melting into a also quick retreat. Both men, Trump and Musk, say that Elon Musk's duties will continue to shrink.
The desperation hit peak cringe when Musk publicly started begging for a zero-tariff deal between the U.S. and Europe. At a recent event, he carefully phrased it as, "That has certainly been my advice to the president," which is billionaire speak. For please stop torching everything I've built while I pretend we're still cool. He's practically pleading for economic stability instead of surprise gut punches, aka corporate code for, I'm bleeding cash faster than you flip-flop on policy. At this point, the relationship status is officially, it's complicated. Despite Musk pouring millions into Trump's campaign and hyping him up like the messiah of capitalism, Trump's been treating Elon like some random guy he once stood next to at a fundraiser. It's the political equivalent of spending your life savings on a first date only to watch them leave with someone else and stick you with the check. What makes this rejection sting even more? It's playing out in public. Trump never known for subtlety has gone on national TV and basically acted like he barely knows Musk, despite mountains of footage of their bromance. It's like watching someone delete you from their camera roll while you're still standing in the frame. It's like watching the popular kid in high school pretend he doesn't know the nerd who did all his homework right after final grades drop. The timeline of this relationship's collapse would be hilarious if it weren't threatening the job. Security of thousands of American workers, Musk went from tweeting hard eyes at Trump to publicly roasting him over tariffs faster than a Tesla goes from 0 to 60. Imagine spending months convincing everyone your new partner is the one only to have them drain your bank account and set your car on fire. That's Elon right now, stuck in the smoking wreckage of a political romance gone spectacularly wrong. He once praised Trump's America First policy, which apparently translates to America first to get screwed by my economic decisions when Musk publicly begged for predictable tariffs. He wasn't just talking logistics. He was practically shouting, "Please stop randomly burning down my factories." But the saddest part, Musk actually believed Trump would protect American businesses. Really thought cozying up to a guy whose resume includes bankrupt casinos and fake steaks would end well. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Trump once claimed that slapping tariffs on foreign countries like they were overdue library books would somehow supercharge American manufacturing. That's the policy equivalent of hiring an arsonist as your fire safety inspector, then acting surprised when your house mysteriously goes up in flames. According to insiders, Musk's influence in Trump's inner circle has shrunk dramatically right after a heated cabinet meeting. Translation: Trump got bored of hearing actual economics and banished Elon to the kids' table. This sudden cold shoulder came right after Musk made the unforgivable mistake of pointing out the obvious. Trump's trade policies are financially gutting Tesla, but in Trump's world, telling the truth is apparently the ultimate betrayal. What's wild is that Musk didn't see it coming. Trump's entire career is basically a masterclass in using people until they outlive their usefulness, then tossing them aside faster than a crumpled McDonald's wrapper. And yet Musk, allegedly one of the brightest business minds in the country, fell for the con like a tourist buying a bridge in Brooklyn. Trump's strategy of transactional loyalty and economic improv is about as sophisticated as a 5-year-old flipping the Monopoly board the moment they start losing. What's truly mind-boggling isn't just that Trump managed to bankrupt his own casinos, it's that he somehow convinced half the country he's a financial genius while doing it. Let's break down the magic trick that is Trump's tariff policy. He gets on TV, waves his hands like a bargain bin magician, yells about protecting American jobs, and poof, American companies start bleeding cash. It's like claiming to save a drowning man by throwing him an anchor. These tariffs aren't shields. They're boomerangs, and they're hitting American businesses square in the face. And here's the part Trump conveniently leaves out in his economic rants. Tariffs are just taxes. Not on China, not on Europe, on us. It's like bragging that your neighbor paid for your fence when you actually drained your kid's college fund to build it. The money doesn't come out of foreign bank accounts. It comes straight from American companies and, eventually, American wallets. Every economist not on Trump's payroll has been screaming this from the rooftops for years. But the truth keeps getting lost somewhere between a Fox News chyron and Trump's latest meltdown about windmills. As for the public? The newest. Polls from Pew, The Economist, and Reuters tell the story loud and clear. Americans aren't buying the act anymore. Americans aren't buying what Trump's selling anymore. His economic approval ratings are circling the drain, and it's no mystery why. People are finally connecting the dots between his policies and their shrinking wallets. Turns out most folks can tell when an economic plan is really just a gold-plated grift that benefits a guy with marble toilets and a VIP room full of country club donors. What makes this whole mess even more surreal is that Trump ran as the business savior, the genius who'd protect American industry. But the moment he grabbed power again, he started pushing policies that are gutting some of the most innovative manufacturers in the country. It's like hiring a firefighter who shows up with a flamethrower, "I'm here to help," he yells as everything goes up in smoke. Tesla even sent a formal letter to the Trump White House raising concerns about the tariffs, basically the corporate version of "please stop punching us in the face." Tesla depends on a stable global supply chain to build cars efficiently, something Trump either doesn't understand or just doesn't care about. His trade philosophy treats the global economy like a zero-sum brawl. Either America wins or the rest of the world does. Spoiler, in this game, nobody's winning, especially not the workers. Trump's economic policies completely ignore the simple truth. Modern manufacturing thrives on global cooperation. The experts who've analyzed these tariffs point out something crucial. Disrupting supply chains doesn't just hurt foreign companies, it makes American businesses less competitive on the world stage. When you can't get parts or materials at reasonable prices, your products get more expensive and harder to sell. It's Economics 101, but apparently that class wasn't on the syllabus at Trump University. What's even more ridiculous is that Trump presents his economic vision like it's some kind of brilliant master plan. In reality, it's like watching someone play checkers while the rest of the world is playing chess, and somehow, he's still losing at checkers. As one source put it, Trump's idea of success is a twisted game of Monopoly, where the rules don't apply and the goal is to bankrupt everyone else while pretending you're winning. Even Elon Musk, in his own way, has called Trump out, saying, "These tariffs are a disastrous idea." When even your billionaire pals start questioning your economic genius, maybe it's time to rethink things. But Trump's strategy, as always, is to blame everyone else, refusing to admit that his policies might actually be the problem, the greatest trick Trump ever pulled. Convincing people his disastrous policies were working. The greatest trick Trump ever pulled wasn't convincing people he's rich, it was convincing them he knows how to make others rich too. His economic policies have always been about one thing: extracting wealth and shaking up the system for anyone who doesn't align with his interests. It's never been about making America great. It's been about making sure Trump looks great, no matter who gets hurt in the process. Well, folks, what a wild ride the Trump-Musk breakup has been. Even Elon's desperate social media blitz couldn't convince his former BFF to back off on those economy-killing tariffs. As the Washington Post reported, Musk went from MAGA cheerleader to public critic faster than a Tesla goes from 0 to 60. Here's the real kicker. These tariffs aren't punishing China or whoever Trump's fuming at this week. They're taxes. We're paying, making everything more expensive while choking off innovation and economic growth. The long-term fallout? Disrupted supply chains, uncertainty for businesses, and potential job losses. Turns out, Trump's economic genius is just making America broke.